Why back so soon? Well, the fact of the matter is, I missed out one or two things earlier today. I missed out the fact that it's Friday the 25th of July 2014 and the fact that it was 26 degrees Celsius. So that's caught up with that one from earlier. I'm going to try to make a habit of mentioning the date and the temperature. I mean, you'll probably be able to see for yourself what the weather's like, although admittedly if I'm in the workshop you won't. So I'll have to describe what the weather's like as well when I'm in the workshop. Not the weather inside the workshop, the weather outside the workshop. Alright, well, I've just finished off cutting away the last bits of the sides of an old wheelie bin I found in the back street some years ago, before the alligators were put up, when there was a lot of vandalism going on. People were swiping the wheels off the wheelie bins. Don't ask me why, I have no idea. I never caught anybody doing it, so I hadn't the opportunity to ask them why they were doing that. So there you have it. So here was this wheelie bin lying in the back, a large wheelie bin, because they were swapping them over. They were issuing a smaller size wheelie bin to everybody, and the big ones had to go. Well, this one got abandoned along the way. No lid, no wheels. So I thought, well, that could come in really useful. I could store some terracotta clay in that, because in those days that's what we did, earthenware. When we first started off in this pottery, I just wanted to concentrate on stoneware, because stoneware is so refined. You know, it is so refined. But I've got a seagull listening to this at the moment. What? Anyway, it might find it interesting. So, but my potters were trying to decorate the stoneware as you would earthenware, you know, nice little bright pretty flowers and geometrical designs and things like that. They're just not appropriate for stoneware. In stoneware you rely upon the reaction of the glazes, the flow of the glaze and the interaction of the oxides and so on. No, they didn't want that. They wanted nice pretty bowls and pretty things and pretty this. So eventually I just ordered earthenware clay, right? Red earthenware clay, terracotta. And that's what we used ever after. Subsequently I was left over, when I finished the pottery, I was left with a load of spare clay that needed, well, either needed reconditioning or we just needed to chuck it out. And now after 5 years of not reconditioning it, it's going. It's on its way out, and that's what I'm digging my way through at the moment. Now, what was the other thing that I missed out this morning? Right, I mentioned the axe. I must be tired. I mentioned the artist taxi driver. And I said that he conducts a monologue in his taxi. Well, he does more than that. I did him a disservice then. He does more than just conduct a monologue, which he does sometimes. But on other occasions, he may have one person, or maybe even two people, that he is interviewing in his taxi cab. What sort of people? Well, ordinary people. He brought in one poor chap. He had in his taxi one poor chap who had no legs and only one arm. And this chap was describing to the artist taxi driver the difficulties that he was experiencing with the cutbacks in his benefits. It was absolutely appalling. He's also had Caroline Lucas, head board of the Green Party and an MP to boot. What a lovely woman she is. She puts her body where her principles are. She was out there on the line protesting against a fracking project to contaminate the groundwater. She was there. She knows what the dangers of this are. And she was out there with her son protesting about this. And got arrested. Now, he's also had George Gallagher in there. George Gallagher MP, outspoken. By my word, that guy's got his finger on the button all right. He knows what these bastards are up to, and he's not afraid of saying so either. I admire George Galloway. I really do. Anyway, that's the artist taxi driver. Have a look on him. Try to overlook his sweariness as I do. Listen to what the guy has got to say. And I think that if you're prepared to do that, and you're prepared to take it in what he's saying to you, you will be pretty impressed. And don't forget, clock on the People's Assembly, because the People's Assembly at the moment is the only hope ordinary working people and ordinary working class and lower middle class people have got. The only hope. If you reject it, you reject hope. In other words, you're hopeless. And that's it for me for today. I'll be back.